I wasn't a jealous man. I worked hard. Came home late. I trusted her. I always thought love meant giving freedom and expecting honesty in return. She told me she admired me, that I was her rock, that she would never hurt me. And I believed her. I remember the day it started to feel strange. It was something small. Almost stupidly small. I asked why she had changed the password on her phone. She smiled. Said it was for security. That the news made her paranoid. I nodded. But that night, while she slept, I felt that pressure in my chest. That tightness that won't let you breathe deeply. It wasn't jealousy. It was intuition. And intuition rarely screams. It whispers. Lies don't start big. They begin like hairline cracks. I'm going out with my friends. I'll be late, work meeting. You're overreacting. Short phrases. Simple. Normal. Until one day I found myself looking at bank statements. I wasn't searching for something specific. I just needed to quiet my mind. And there it was. Charges I didn't recognize. Dinners at places we had never gone together. I asked her. She got angry. Said I was crazy. That I was suffocating her. That this is how controlling men begin. And I stepped back. Because no one wants to be the villain in their own story. But the pieces started falling into place on their own. A friend texted me. He didn't want to get involved. You could feel his discomfort through the screen. He said he had seen her at a cafe. She wasn't alone. It wasn't a work meeting. It wasn't friends. It was a man. Sitting too close. Laughing in a way I hadn't seen her laugh with me in months. My stomach dropped. Not anger. Not yet. Emptiness. When I confronted her, she denied everything. Said he was a coworker. That people exaggerate. That the world is full of misunderstandings. She cried. And I hated that she cried. Because when someone cries in front of you, you want to comfort them. Even when you suspect they're destroying you. But something inside me had already cracked. I started noticing details I had ignored before. The way she guarded her phone. The way she smiled at texts. How she silenced notifications when I walked into the room. It wasn't just an affair. It was a double life. The day I confirmed the truth wasn't dramatic. No screaming. No chasing. Just silence. I picked up her phone while she was in the shower. Yes, I did. And if you're listening to this and you've been there, you know you don't do it out of curiosity. You do it out of desperation. And there they were. The messages. I can't wait to see you. He doesn't suspect anything. With you, I feel alive. It felt like someone knocked the air out of me. It wasn't just sex. It was intimacy. Complicity. Everything I thought was ours. But what hurt the most wasn't the cheating. It was realizing she had lied about things that had nothing to do with that man. She lied about where she was. About who she talked to. About money. About conversations. About memories. Even about how we met. I thought our story had been special. That she chose me because she saw something in me. But an old message said something else. It said she was unsure. That I was safe. That I wasn't her first choice. And that shattered me more than any physical betrayal. Because betrayal of the body hurts. But betrayal of the story dismantles you. I confronted her with proof. This time she couldn't deny it. And another version of her came out. Cold. Defensive. She said I had changed. That I no longer made her feel seen. That the other man listened to her. As if that justified months of lies. As if betrayal were a valid form of couples therapy. She said she never thought I would find out. Imagine hearing that from the person who sleeps next to you. Not that it was wrong. Not that she felt guilty. That she didn't think she'd get caught. We slept in separate rooms that night. The house felt foreign. Like I was the guest. Like the life I built had evaporated. I spent hours replaying everything. Every trip. Every argument. Every time she called me paranoid. And I realized something devastating. She didn't just cheat on me. She made me doubt my own reality. There's a name for that. Gaslighting. But when you're living it, you're not thinking in terms. You're thinking, am I crazy? And that's one of the cruelest forms of betrayal. People think infidelity is just sleeping with someone else. It's not. It's lying while you're being held. It's kissing your husband after kissing another man. It's planning a future while destroying the present. It's looking someone in the eyes and swearing love, knowing you're acting. And that leaves deep scars. For weeks, I didn't know what to do. Part of me wanted to save the marriage. Another part wanted to disappear. She apologized. Said it was a mistake. That she was confused. That she loved me. But I no longer knew what was true. How do you rebuild something when you discover the foundation was made of half-truths? How do you trust again when the person who promised to protect you is the one who broke you? One day I looked at myself in the mirror and didn't recognize who I was. Dark circles. Constant silence. That feeling of always being on alert. I didn't want to become a bitter man. I didn't want to live checking, monitoring, suspecting. Love shouldn't feel like a criminal investigation. So I made a decision. Not from hatred. From self-respect. I told her I couldn't continue. That I loved her deeply. That I believed in us. But that I couldn't love and distrust at the same time. She cried. Begged. Promised to change. And maybe she would have. But there's something unfaithful people sometimes don't understand. Forgiveness doesn't always restore trust. Trust is like a glass. You can glue the pieces back together. But the cracks remain. And I didn't want to live staring at cracks. The separation was slow. Painful. There were days I missed her so much I almost went back. Because the mind remembers the good. The laughter. The hugs. The plans. But every time I hesitated, I remembered the messages. He doesn't suspect anything. And I understood that while I was trusting, she was performing. If you're going through something similar, let me tell you something clearly. You're not crazy. You're not overreacting. You're not weak for feeling this pain. Betrayal hurts because you loved for real. And that's not shameful. That's human. With time, I started rebuilding myself. I went back to the gym. Not for revenge. For my mental health. I started therapy. Reconnected with friends I had drifted from. Rediscovered parts of myself that had been hidden behind us. And something shifted. I stopped asking why she did it. And started asking why I accepted less than I deserved. That question hurts. But it heals. Today, I don't hate my ex-wife. But I don't romanticize what we had either. I understood that some people don't know how to love without lying. They don't know how to leave before they betray. They prefer the comfort of two worlds until one collapses. And when that happens, the damage is real. Very real. If you're listening to this and you're being unfaithful, stop. Talk. End it. Be honest. Because the pain you cause doesn't disappear with an "I'm sorry." It stays in someone's self-esteem. In their ability to trust. In their future relationships. Infidelity isn't a small mistake. It's a repeated choice. Every message. Every lie. Every meeting is a decision. And if you're on the other side, heart shattered, breathe. Don't make decisions from humiliation. Don't seek revenge to numb the emptiness. Don't become what hurt you. Sometimes losing someone who lies to you is gaining peace. Even if it doesn't feel that way at first. My wife lied about everything. But she couldn't lie about one thing. The pain I felt was real. The disappointment was real. The lesson was real. Today I understand that love without honesty isn't love. It's performance. And I don't want to perform anymore. I want something clean. Clear. Imperfect, but true. Because at the end of the day, sleeping in peace is worth more than any broken promise. If this story feels like yours, you're not alone. And even if it hurts right now, even if your life feels like it's collapsing, this isn't the end of your story. It's the end of a lie. And the beginning of your truth.